Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kevin. It's good to be here with you this evening. Now, anytime you experience coercive control and manipulation and gaslighting from narcissistic people, forcing you to do certain things or act in certain ways, it's typically just called a violation of your boundaries. But I believe it's time that we call it out for what it truly is. It's a form of psychological rape. Emotional, mental, and psychological rape. And we need to expose it for what it is, because this will become the buffer between you and them. Let's talk about it. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before we get into this deep, ugly, dark territory, let me remind you that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box right below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I do take telephone calls and video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. So if you're dealing with narcissistic family members or friends or coworkers or a husband or a wife, and you feel coerced into doing things you don't want to do, you feel manipulated into being present in situations where you really don't want to be, and you're oftentimes wondering how you got there, well, chances are you are being mentally, emotionally, or psychologically raped. Do not hesitate. Head on down to the description box, schedule some one-on-one time with me. Let's strategize to change what's taking place and get you free from the toxicity. Also, The Royal We does have a private membership available for you where you can get daily live support from me and a growing community of people from all over the world. We have weekly fellowship together. We have weekly Zoom calls together. There's a workout program and so much more on the Privacy of a Members Only app. You can check out the Royal We private membership down below in the description box. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you right off the bat. When I started my healing journey from narcissistic abuse and I began taking coaching calls, I remember specifically there were clients that were indicating that they felt like they were being raped in the situation. And at that time, this was 6-7 years ago, I thought that that was such a powerful word, and I only applied it in the way that many of us do, which is sexual, okay? And I'm going to talk on this in just a moment. I applied it to sexuality only, so I'm like, whoa. You know, rape's a strong word. I don't know if you should be using that. All right, how about just pushed your boundaries or violating your boundaries? But now as I've grown, I absolutely can see it. As I've grown in my healing journey, I can actually see the relationship between narcissists and how they mentally and emotionally, spiritually, psychologically rape people. All right, and it's important that we understand that it's okay to talk about it in this way, and I'll tell you why. It's not so that you can look back on the relationship that you came out of and be like, yeah, they raped me. I'm gonna lawyer up. Right? That's not gonna work. But it is going to work for you going into the future. Anytime you come across an individual, a person, a family member, a friend, a coworker who is bullying you in a coercive way to get you to do something that you're not comfortable with, to get you to show up in a way that you're not comfortable with, to make you be a part of something that you're not comfortable with, it would be appropriate for you to say, I'm not about to get emotionally raped here. You could be gone, and end it right there. Oftentimes we have to use a powerful word, a powerful way of saying something to put an end to it right then and there. And that is the purpose of this message. So let's go ahead and let's break down and define what rape actually is. And then we'll talk about how this relates to narcissistic abuse and psychological rape so that we can see the similarities. So when we look at rape, typically from the sexual aspect, rape, and I'm looking at the definition here, is sex without full, informed, and voluntary consent. Rape is sex, the act of sex without full, informed, and voluntary consent. So full informed, meaning you both know what's about to happen. You might even say that there needs to be an enthusiasm shared between the two of you. We're about to get into this, right? I'm excited. Like, hurry up, right? Take it off. Like, I can't wait, right? Let's go. Let's do this thing, right? That's full consent. That has to be there. If it's not there, the full enthusiastic consent, then it's getting into the territory or the realm of rape. It has to be informed. Both people have to know fully what's taking place. Can't be drunk, out of your mind, not able to think straight, right? not lured into, lied to about something, whatever the case may be. It has to be a fully informed decision between the two people, knowing they're exactly what they're going to get into, right? And what it's all about and what they're going to experience together. And it has to be 100% completely involuntary, meaning both people have to volunteer. It's not one person making another person do it. They're volunteering, saying, I will, I want to, I'm ready to go. Two people saying, I'm ready to go. Let's go. This is voluntary. So, rape is sex without full, informed, voluntary consent. All right? Now then, if it is consent obtained through coercion, force, manipulation, fear, these things are not consent. So coercing somebody into the act of sex is not consent. Using manipulation tactics is not consent. Using fear is not consent. So in the physical sense of having sex, if somebody is telling you, listen, if you're not going to have sex, then I'm going to take this from you. I'm going to take that from you. If you're not going to give me this, if you're not going to do this for me, then you're out. If you're not going to do this for me, then on and on and on and on, right? Which makes a person no longer voluntarily want to perform sex or have sex, but instead do it out of this place of fear. Do it out of this place of manipulation. You have to. This is a part of what we do. This is what it is to be a boyfriend and girlfriend. Hey, you wanted to be a girlfriend. You wanted to be a boyfriend. You signed up for this. This is that. This is all manipulation. You're not a good person if you don't do this, right? This is all manipulation. This does not come together in a full, informed, voluntary consent manner. And this is getting into the territory of rape. Now, how does this relate to emotional, psychological rape? Right? Emotional psychological rape works in the same way, except it's without sex. It's a rape of the mind. It's a rape of the psychology. It's a rape of the emotions that would cause you to do things that you otherwise would not want to do. How many of you have made yourself present at a party or a family gathering or this thing or that thing, or spent time with somebody or let somebody into your house or allowed somebody to do something that made you feel very uncomfortable? It's as if you didn't voluntarily do it. You found yourself there and you don't know how. You're standing there saying, how did I get here? Why am I here? Why is this person here right now? Chances are you're in that position because of this psychological rape. It wasn't voluntary. You weren't fully aware of what was taking place. You weren't enthusiastically going into the situation. Rather, it was forced upon you. Now, we know that narcissistic people are experts at using this form of manipulation, of this form of coercion. All right. I'm going to share a story with you that I've experienced, and looking back, it was absolutely frustrating. Back when I was dealing with the in-laws, I'm going to share quite a few attempts, and this is why I look at it in this way now, because I've experienced it. When I was dealing with the in-laws, there was one time where we voluntarily agreed to go on a day trip to Knott's Berry Farm. Myself, the mother of my kids, and some of her siblings. I was ready to go. I was driving because I was the one with the license at that time. Get there, show up. They tried to force me to drive their car. A car that I'm not insured on. I don't even know whose car it was. It was one of their siblings, Uncle Tom's, whatever, car. But it was a little bit bigger. And they're like, hey, it's a little bit bigger. Drive this car. And I said, no, I'm not going to drive the car. I'm not insured on it. But they didn't stop there. Drive it. Just drive it. Everybody drives it. It's okay. You don't have to be insured. You're not going to get in trouble. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, no, I'm not going to drive the car. No, they were following me, pestering me out the door, getting ready to go. And I was doing my best to try to ignore it. Come on, just do it. Drive it. Why won't you? Why won't you drive the car? Why won't you? And they were aggressively, forcefully using every type of manipulative tactic they could to get me to drive this stupid car. Now, I didn't know it at the time what I was feeling, but I was feeling this intense, overwhelming, anxiety-driven force, this being bullied. It started to creep on me like, what is going on? What is this feeling? Well, it's because I was experiencing an attempted rape, not just a violation of my boundaries, but the complete violation trying to make me do something that I didn't want to do. It's almost related to, if you imagine in the sexual world, sitting on the couch by somebody and they're like, oh, come on, let me do this. Come on, just take it off. Take it off. You're like, no, come on, just do it. Everybody does it. Just do it. Why are you being like this? Just come on, take your clothes off. No, I said no. Come on, why? What are you doing? Why don't you do? It starts to become the same thing. See, narcissistic people, because of their lack of empathy, they hate people's boundaries. But what they don't realize is that their forceful violation of boundaries is actually more of a violation of the spirit of consent. That's really what it is. Narcissistic people bypass consent. They hate giving you the opportunity and the option for consent on anything, which means that it's rape. They are mentally, emotionally, psychologically attempting to rape you. Now, in that story, the way it ended up was I kept saying no, and I finally blew up. And I'm like, I said no, and I'm not going to argue with you. Like I had it. I imagine, again, it's like that person on the couch who somebody's getting touchy-feely going, come on, give me some, baby, give me some. And you finally said, like, no, stop, get out, don't touch me. You get to that point where you yell. Now, something very interesting happened when I did that with the siblings, because I finally got to the point after they're pushing and the attempted rape, attempting to get me to do something without my consent, something that I was not voluntarily doing, driving their car. I didn't volunteer to do that. I said, no, they pushed. So finally I exploded and said, I'm not arguing with you, stop. But they didn't like that. Suddenly that whole family got up and their dad came out and their grandparents came out, getting in my face. Hey, don't yell, don't talk like, right? It's almost like they were like, how dare you say no, and how dare you get to the point where you push us off of you? That's exactly what rapists do. How dare you say no to me and push me off you, and then they get violent. Do you see? Narcissistic people are in fact rapists oftentimes of your mind, of your psychology, and of your emotions through their various bullying tactics. So I'm going to read a little bit here. Oftentimes, legally, what it's called, coercive control, emotional abuse, violation of boundaries. These are typically what we call it. But again, we can call it what it is. It's rape, psychological rape. It's a violation of your soul. It's a violation of your consent, your ability to consent. It says, if someone was manipulated, guilted, or emotionally entrapped into giving what they would not have given freely, that is a profound violation of consent, and it does matter. So let's just stop right there. Let's just allow this to sink in. If you are manipulated, guilted, emotionally entrapped into a situation, maybe to show up to a party, maybe to have to drive a car you didn't want to drive, maybe to do something you didn't want to do, into giving what you would not have given freely, it's a profound violation of consent, and it matters. And by the way, my friends, this doesn't just end with your relationships. It doesn't matter if it's the government who is trying to get you to do something that you don't want to do. If they are manipulating you and guilting you and emotionally entrapping you to doing something that you would not do freely. Wow. How profound is that? A profound violation of consent. How many of you know that just within the past 5 years, right? Many of us have experienced a profound violation of consent, right? But because of what it is, there was an end to it. There are many people who were able to stand and say, I'm not doing what you tell me. I'm not going to allow you to force me or bully me to do anything to rape my psychological, emotional, my mental, I'm not going to allow myself to be raped. I want you to remember this because, again, this is not about going back in time and trying to, seek some kind of benefit because you experienced that in the past. This is moving forward. From this video going forward, we need to be able to identify what it is when you are dealing with people who are not allowing for your full, enthusiastic, voluntary consent on anything. Then you need to be able to look at them as attempting to rape you. And it doesn't matter if sex is not a part of it. Yes, there is the physical act of violent bodily physical rape, but there's also the narcissistic mental, emotional, psychological rape, which uses the same tactics: guilt, manipulation, coercive control, threats, fear, all to get what they want. I'm going to give you one more example, again, from the in-laws, back when I was dealing with them, with the mother of my kids, and I tried to get away from them. One of them in particularly said, "You married my half-sister at that time, and so, I will always be a part of your life." Basically trying to assert, you have to be here, you have to be a part of this, using guilt, using their what they perceived as their established role. They believed I somehow married into their family, which I did not. At that time, I married to become a family. I had no interest in becoming a part of their family. That was never part of the deal. There's no agreement to that. There's no voluntary agreement when you get married that you're agreeing to join somebody else's family. That's not it. That's not what you get up there and you say your vows for. How many of you who have ever been married went up and said your vows? I promise to love, honor, and be with their parents and their brothers and sisters, and to be one and to be united in holy matrimony with the mom, with the dad, with the brother, with all that. No. It's between the two people to become a brand new family. That's what marriage is. I hate to break it to you, but if you're not ready for that, if you're not ready for what that means to come together in a brand new family, to unify, even at the exclusion of all these other people, if you're not ready to do that, don't get married. Because you're not ready to form a new family, which is what marriage is, right? But back then, they were attempting to tell me that I had no choices. Coercive control. They were attempting to rape my psychology, to enforce themselves and enforce what I had to be and what I had to do and who I was, and on and on and on. It's an attempted rape. I'm happy to say that they weren't able to achieve that. And hopefully, those of you watching this video can look back and say they weren't fully able to absolutely mentally and emotionally or psychologically rape you, but it came very close. The feelings that you felt by being under that type of control, under their threats, under that coercive behavior of them, their bullying behavior, those feelings that you had that felt as though, what is happening to me? A lot of the anxiety you feel, a lot of the fight or flight that you felt. Again, that's not just simply a violation of boundaries. That is absolutely 100% an attempt of psychological rape. That's what it feels like to psychologically and emotionally be raped. That's what creates that anxiety, the feeling that you can't get out of it. You're powerless. You're stopped. You're bound. They won't get off of you. They won't get off of you with their words. They won't get off of you with their pushiness. They won't get off of you with their verbal coercion and manipulation and their lies and their threats. They won't get off of you. This is why we are able to say it is absolutely an attempt, a psychological rape. So now that you have this knowledge, now that you have this understanding, and now that we can expose this for what it is, okay, the lack of consent with anything, whether you show up, whether you talk to them, whether you take their phone call, whether you let them in your front door, if it is not full consent, where you fully, enthusiastically consent to it, mutually, knowing, being informed of what you're doing and what they're doing. If it's not this, if it's not consensual in this way, then it's absolutely okay to look at it as these people are trying to emotionally, psychologically rape me in this situation. Not going to happen. You instantly can put your guard up, you can put the block up, and when you use this now and expose it for what it is and stop softening it with I have boundaries and you're pushing on my boundaries, okay? You're brushing up against my boundaries, which is a real soft and light way of putting it. Perhaps we need to expose it and say, you're not doing that to me, right? You're not going to psychologically rape me. I am not going to be emotionally raped. You're not going to coerce me. You're not going to force me to do something that I don't want to do. This is where you're going to find your power. Let's start calling out These behaviors with people who are trying to get what they want from you, let's call it out, in a way that deters them. This is what's going to deter narcissistic abuse from your life. Your boldness and being able to proclaim what you're experiencing right there and then. Again, this message is not about going back. It's not about going back in your history and going, yeah, this person did do that and blah, blah, blah. And no, I'm mad and I'm going to let them know. No. If you've gotten away from them, you've won. Don't go back. Don't even look back. This is for the future from this video going forward. All right? As I said before, I'm here to support you. Down in the description box, right below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. Don't hesitate to reach out to me and call. I'd love the opportunity to speak with you to help you navigate difficult, toxic situations that you're dealing with. So head on down there, schedule that time with me right now. If you're brand new to the Royal We, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any future Royal We content. And I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Check out one of these videos recommended by the YouTube algorithm. I'll be back. Bye.